Madam, this looks like the itinerary. I don't want to be searching on your phone, but can you pull it to the page or anything like that was forwarded or to you or anything from your sister talking about the cruise credit or anything?
Let's see. I do not. They are all with her, apparently.
Say again?
I don't have anything from her on my phone. They're all with her, apparently, the cruise credit. It was all booked through her.
Do you have any correspondence saying we need to rebook the cruise or anything such as that?
No, it's all done. Let me see if I have any text
Or text message?
Let me look through text messages. She sent me a snapshot of the booking from September 29th, 2022.
Say again?
I have the snapshot of the booking from last year.
That's fine. Let me look at it. Please. Okay, councils, I am looking at a screenshot of our jurors' booking information from September the 29th of 2022 referencing this Carnival cruise. That in combination with her testimony and the itinerary that I have, which I'll mark as the next court exhibit in order. Is there any further examination I need to make of juror 1032, councils?
Not on behalf of the state.
Anything on behalf of any individual defendant?
And you're on the report, we sit there and what?
Say again?
Is this?
1031, yes, ma'am. Yes. Anyone else? May I excuse juror 1031 for hardship?
No objections.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to excuse you for hardship and wish you all the best, okay?
Thank you.
Your Honor, the juror is asking if she can get her papers back.
Oh, no, we're going to keep these pretty pictures. Can you reprint it?
I can reprint it, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Enjoy your trip. 1046, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Juror 1046, good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Madam, do me a favor, speak directly in the microphone so we can all hear you, okay?
Okay.
Wonderful. Madam, you identified for hardship, or we either identified you, and I think we have 3 bases: childcare, travel, and financial. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, tell me about the childcare. How old are your children?
She's 16, but not driving yet. I drive her to school each day.
Okay, what's pick up and drop off for your young lady?
Let's see. She has to be at school at 8:45
Okay.
and be picked up at 3:45.
We have any after-school activities?
Dance, which starts either at 5:30 or 6:30, depending on the day.
Okay. Is she the only child that you have?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any, is it just you, or do you have anybody else, like her father or any other relatives that help out?
Just me.
You have any linear relatives in the area, mom, dad, anybody else?
A sister who lives about 30 minutes away.
Does your sister help out from time to time?
Rarely.
Okay. All right, okay.
Just due to her work schedule, not
I understand.
to love.
Okay. All right, madam, where are you traveling to and what dates?
The new travel, because I can't remember what I put on I have a paper here, is May 11th through the 15th.
All right, and is that it?
As of right now, yes.
Okay. Do you have some other dates of travel that for work or for pleasure?
This is for work, May 11th through 15th.
Okay. All right. All right. Let me talk to you a little bit about the financial. Okay. We know a little bit of information. We have a little bit of information about you and self-provide. So you gave it to us. So are you a musician who works for Union Chapel United?
I am.
And are you salaried or hourly?
Per Sunday.
Okay. And how long have you been with them?
25 years.
Do you have any other employment that you are engaged in other than working for the church, or do you have other like private clients? Or tell me what you're doing.
I play for 2 churches. I have about 20 private students for piano and voice. I play for 2 nursing homes. I teach a music class for senior citizens. I play for weddings and funerals and special events, recitals, and that's on the musician side. And then I have another side, another vocation that I do work. Should I talk about that as well?
What's your other, does your other vocation paid, or?
It is. That's the music executive side.
Okay, and what do you do, what kind of work do you?
So I'm an A&R, so providing artist development, brand management with clients.
Okay. Do you work for a company, or do you freelance?
So it's a combination. I'm an independent contractor as a music executive, and then the other ones I mentioned as a musician,
Okay.
some of them, most of them 1099 as an entrepreneur.
Okay. So you play on Sunday for 2 churches, right? Mm-hmm. When do you go to your nursing home jobs?
That's twice a month.
2 times a month, what days?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. One more time, please.
What days do you go to the nursing homes?
It's usually 2 Fridays a month for
What
an
time?
hour, 2 to 3 p.m.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, and the private students, when do you book those, the 20 or so private students?
Monday through Saturday, various times. Everyone has a designated weekly appointment or biweekly.
Okay. And for the music executive A&R independent contract work you do, how much time a week do you end up doing that, and what hours does that usually entail?
Let's see. We have internal work calls that I may have 4 or 5 meetings per week that are about an hour.
What times do those occur?
Monday, 10 a.m., Monday, 7 p.m., Tuesday, 6 p.m., Wednesday, every other Wednesday, 7 p.m., Friday, 11 a.m., Friday, 4 p.m. Those are all the internal meetings, and then I have some meeting like with the clients.
Yes, ma'am.
Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Every other Wednesday, every other Thursday, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Every other Monday, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. And then also for the church choir rehearsal on the Saturday before the Sundays, I play.
Okay. Moss does not grow underneath your feet. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes, and I'm always trying to add more, but yes.
All right, okay. Nothing wrong being a hustler. All right. Madam,
Yes, sir.
it seems like that you are fairly engaged during the day, and that, would it be fair to say that participation in a trial would basically prevent you from conducting your usual avocation and all the activities that go along with it?
Yes, sir. It would be terrible if I could not work.
And if you couldn't work, would that put you in financial peril?
Correct.
How much money do you have in checking and savings at this point in time?
Savings, $21. Checking, $190.
So needless to say that you would have to spend up that particular money if you were here for 6 months, is that correct?
Correct.
How much do you think you'd lose in 6 months if you were with us?
Oh my gosh.
Just based upon your 1099 work and your private students, how much would you lose?
In 6 months, maybe $20,000.
Okay.
Maybe
At least?
at least.
Okay. And would the loss of that $20,000 put you in financial peril or concern?
Yes, even 1 month, even 2 weeks.
Okay, and would
Yes.
that peril or concern affect your ability to come into this particular courtroom and give the testimony presented your full and undivided attention?
I would agree. I would not be able to.
Okay, and would that affect your ability to be fair and impartial both to the state of Georgia as well as to each individual defendant?
I believe so.
All right, Ms. Love, anything, madam?
No, Your Honor.
Anything on behalf of any individual defendant?
No question.
May I excuse juror 1046 for hardship?
No objection from the state.
All right, madam, I'm going to excuse you for hardship and let you get back to your hustle. And we wish you all the best, okay?
Thank you so
All right,
much,
thank you very
Judge.
much, ma'am.
Have a good day.
All right, 1133, Mr. Randolph.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, juror 1133, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, you identified, or we identified you as having a hardship, and that hardship was predicated on medical, is that correct?
Correct.
Did you bring an affidavit or anything from your doctor?
From the doctor, no. I just have copies of medical forms through my job. That,
You took FMLA?
yes, sir.
Okay. Are you on a period of FMLA right now?
No, I just have restrictions and
Okay.
Just things like that.
All right. Ordinarily, this stuff would be none of our business, but would you mind terribly sharing the medical condition that you have?
Well, no problem. They were due to my knees. Severe arthritis in both. I had one replaced, the left one replaced. It swells. That the right one needs to be replaced. But
So you had a left knee replacement,
yes, sir.
and you're scheduled to do another one?
Yes.
When's your right knee supposed to be done?
That hasn't been decided yet because I'm waiting to see if the left one's gonna get any better.
When did you have the surgery for the?
I had the left one done November 9th, 21.
So, okay, so this year, it'd be 2 years, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so you say you still got some swelling.
Yes.
Are you in pain at all?
Yes.
What, if I were to ask you what your pain is from 0 being none to 10 being pretty awful, where do you fall on the continuum today?
I'll say with my left knee, the one that was replaced, that's probably a 4. The right one, that's 8.
Okay, are you on any type of medication or like anti-inflammatories or any narcotic to deal with the pain?
Anti-inflammatories and just over-the-counter pain medicine.
Are you still we have a little bit of information about you. So are you still a letter carrier with the United States Postal Service?
Yes.
Are you still working for them?
Yes.
Do you have modified duty as a result of your condition?
No, I do my normal work, but at times I have to, call in because of the pain in my knees. But I do my job.
What do you do for the?
I'm a city letter carrier, and I ride. I don't walk. I ride.
So you ride a truck and you deliver mail to the residential homes. Okay.
Yes.
5 days a week?
Yes.
If I told you that we could probably, well, a couple things. If you're allowed to stand or stretch or otherwise get up, would that alleviate or mitigate some of the knee issues that you're having? If you were called to serve as a juror, you're not going to be sitting here for 8 hours at a time, but we will probably go about an hour or so. Is that something you can tolerate?
Well, that depends on the day. I have no idea. It just depends on what's going on. The weather has an effect on it. It's just certain circumstances.
Okay. All right. What I'm going to invite you to do, Juror 1133, is when are you supposed to go back to your doctor? Or can you go back to the doctor maybe within the next couple of months and see if you can get some type of documentation from your doctor detailing what condition you have and their opinion as to whether or not when you're going to have surgery, if you're going to have surgery, and whether or not you can sit for various periods of time. Is that something you can do over the next couple months?
I could ask them, but I can tell you right now, I can't go and ask for another shot because he said that's just a waste of time. It's got to be replaced, and he's just waiting for me to make the decision when to go ahead and schedule it.
Okay. But you're still seeing him about the right knee, about the left knee already, correct?
No, I'm not seeing him. It just swells up, and I just try to go about my business and be as regular on a daily basis as I can.
Okay. You're not doing any more physical therapy or anything?
No, sir.
Okay. I think if you were to get some from your doctor, that would be able to that would help us all significantly, okay? Because there are a number of people that we call in here, juror 1033, who have varying conditions, and if you're not on any narcotic pain medication.
No.
There are any number of folks that take any type of medication to deal with whatever bodily conditions they have, and if you live long enough, you're going to hurt from something. So the question is for us is, and you're still driving a truck, so I assume that you're able to pay attention because you're using government property. So we'll probably need to get something from your doctor. Either you tell us, hey, you're going to have this procedure. That would give us a data point, or your doctor needs to kind of tell us your physical limitations, and we can then kind of decide from there whether or not it's something that we need to examine you further for. Okay.
I'll approach him with this.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's all I can do at this point in time, given what you told me so far. All right. Okay. A couple of things. Do you remember that letter that we gave you that has your unique juror number on it?
Yes.
Okay. And the telephone number you're supposed to call after hours?
Yes.
All right. You'll need to do that. It'll probably be a couple of months before we reach back out to you. So don't be concerned if you don't hear from us, but that should give you time to go back and see your orthopedist and have a discussion with him or her about where you are at this point in time. The next thing I would ask is, do you remember the ad nauseum admonitions I gave you about acceptable behavior?
Yes.
You're still subject to those. And then thank you for your patience that you've given us so far and will continue to give us. So we'll be back in touch with you. We'll call you as well, but you can check the after hours number probably in about 8 weeks, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Have any other questions for me?
Just one. Now, checking that number, do I need to start now?
No.
Okay.
No. Give it at least 6 weeks or so, okay?
All right.
All right, sir. We'll talk with you a little later.
Okay, then.
All right. Uh, 1146, Mr. Randolph.
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror 1146, good morning, madam.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Do me a favor, madam, and pull your chair up as close as you can to the microphone. Speak directly into it so we can all hear you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Much better. Madam, you either identified for hardship or we identified you, and I believe the basis was child care. Is that correct?
Yes, Your
Do you
Honor.
have an affidavit or anything to show me?
I have brought a letter.
Who's the letter from?
It's from my stepdaughter.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about who are you taking care of? Is it your child?
No, it is my stepdaughter's daughter,
And
my granddaughter.
okay,
Yes.
all right, okay. I was going to get to that.
Yes.
Your granddaughter, okay.
Yes.
And what are you doing for your granddaughter, madam?
I take care of her while her mother and father work full-time jobs.
Okay, so does she stay at your house, or do her parents drop her off and pick her up?
I go to her house in Sewanee.
Okay, so you go to their house?
Yes.
Okay. And is that 5 days a week?
It is anywhere between 1 to 3 days a week.
1 to 3 days. And is it all day?
Yes, it is about 12 hours a day from
When to when?
6:30 a.m. till about maybe 11 hours, 5:30 p.m.
And is there anybody else other than you that helps out with your granddaughter?
Her biological mom sometimes helps, and her mother-in-law. Her mother-in-law is employed.
How often do you figure that occurs?
Mother-in-law, which would be the baby's father's mother, she usually can take care of the baby 1 to 2 days a month.
Okay.
And the biological grandmother can take care of the baby usually about 1 to 2 days a week if needed.
Okay. But this is your primary.
This is, I do not have an employer, but I consider this to be my job.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
my stepdaughter is also pregnant with another baby that's due in August.
So has she contracted you for two children at one time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Madam, anything? Ms. Love?
No, Your Honor.
Anything on behalf of any individual defendant?
No, Your Honor.
May I excuse juror 1146 for hardship?
Yes.
Madam, I'm going to excuse you for hardship and wish you the best, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. 1180, Mr. Randolph?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror 1180, good morning, madam.
Good morning.
All right, do me a favor, speak directly in the microphone so we can all hear you, if you wouldn't mind.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Madam, we identified you as having a hardship, and I believe that two bases were given. One was work-related, and the second one was caregiver. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Who are we taking care of? Bless you.
My biological father, it's pending. We're trying to move him up from Louisiana up to me in Georgia.
How old is he?
79.
And what is dad, what conditions is dad dealing with that you're having to move him to?
He's in poor living conditions, and he's physically disabled and blind.
When's the move going to occur?
Right now, we're talking to an advocate, and we're trying to see if we can get some sort of disability services for him. So it's in process. We're not real exactly sure, but in the next couple months.
Are you trying to move him into an assisted living facility?
That's the original goal, but for the meantime, he may have to move into my home.
Okay.
Until we can get him established here.
All right, I understand. And so that's taken up a little bit of your time to get that, to coordinate that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's talk and turn a little bit now to the work-related issue.
Yes, sir.
We have a little bit of information about you, which is self-provided. So if this is correct, I know you're involved in the field of qualitative market research for the Ollinger Group. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been with them?
Since August 29th, 2022.
So coming on about a year, almost a year?
6 months.
6 months?
Yes, sir.
And are you hourly or?
No, I'm a full-time.
Salary?
full-time salaried employee,
And can I ask you what your salary is?
$125,000 a year.
Okay, and what is the Ollinger Group's juror policy?
They said, on the policy, it said they encourage jury duty for a reasonable amount of time.
Okay, and will they pay you for that reasonable amount of time?
Yes, but
And then after that reasonable period of time, do you go on leave without pay?
yes.
Okay. Got to ask you some other questions, ordinarily be none of my business, but do you and your beloved own a home, have a mortgage?
Yes, we do.
And do you have any other expenses like car note, car insurance?
No, but 2 in college.
So you have car insurance and
Yes.
you have 2 in college?
Yes, well, 1 in college, 1 leaving this summer.
And about how much you and your beloved pay each month for the 2 that you're educating at this point?
I know the year amount for my daughter is $26,000, and my son's will be $24,000 a year.
So are you on a monthly payment plan?
For my daughter, we're on a payment plan.
How much per month do you think?
It's quarterly, like $3,500.
Okay.
A couple times a semester. I'm not
Okay.
exactly sure what that breaks out to
Son?
be. My son is a senior in high school, but leaving June 1st.
And where's he attending college?
He'll be going to University of Charleston in West Virginia, but he's a baseball player. He'll be leaving in the summer for a training program.
Okay. All right.
And my husband's unemployed.
Okay. And how much do you and your beloved have in checking and savings at this point in time?
With our retirement account,
Not retirement, just this liquid.
our checking account has $14,000 in it.
Okay. Savings?
I think like around 100.
100,000? Okay, all right, there's a reason I'm going to ask you that. I'm getting to it right now. Ordinarily, these questions would be none of my business. Would it be fair to say that if you were selected for this jury and you're here about 6 months, would you lose at least $62,000 in income? Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, at least, yes.
At least? Would that require you to spend some of this $114,000 that you have in checking and savings to pay your customary expenses like
Yes, sir.
your mortgage, your car insurance, and the 2 kids in college?
Yes, sir.
Would it also probably affect your ability to move your father to Georgia and the expenses that you'll have to bear for that?
Yes, sir.
Would that put you in financial peril or concern?
Yes, sir.
Would that financial peril or concern affect your ability to listen to the testimony presented in the 4 walls of this courtroom and give it your undivided attention?
Yes, sir.
And would that also affect your ability to be fair and impartial both to the state of Georgia as well as to each individual defendant?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Love, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Any individual defendant have any questions? May I excuse juror 1180 for hardship? Madam, I'm going to excuse you for hardship. We'll wish you all the best, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. 1191, Mr. Randolph?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror 1191, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, do me a favor and speak directly into the microphone so we can all hear you, okay?
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, good morning, sir. Juror 1191, you either identified or we identified you as having a hardship, and I want to say that's predicated on it being work-related. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Juror 1191, we have some information about you that's self-provided. So if this is correct, I know that you're a security consultant and you work for Securitas. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been with them, sir?
2.5 years, almost 3 years.
Okay. And are you salaried or hourly?
Hourly?
And how much do you make an hour?
Well, I'm contracted to different employers through my company, so that would be my hardship. Is currently I'm making 14 an hour.
Just listen, okay? I'll guide you through this, okay?
Yes, sir.
I asked you, how much do you make per hour? Is it
$14.
Okay, $14 an hour, okay. Do you know what Securitas juror policy is?
I believe their policy depends on the local government.
It depends on what, sir? I'm sorry?
The local governance.
All right.
As far as I could...
Do you have a written policy you can show me? Did you bring it with you, or do you have it on your phone?
I have it on my phone, but
Can I see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Just let me look at it, please. Thank you. I'm going to hand you this back. Your policy here just says that your company will comply with local laws and regulations.
Yes, sir.
Did you ask anybody from HR exactly what that means for you all? I mean, they certainly can't fire you, but they don't have to pay you.
Yes, sir. So for clarification, I asked my supervisor, and he said that it would be non-paid leave.
Okay. All right, got to ask you some more questions.
Yes, sir.
How much did you make last year?
Around 30 grand.
Okay. And do you have a home, pay a mortgage or rent?
No, sir.
Do you live with a relative or your parents?
I live with my parents. My father has Alzheimer's.
Okay. Do you have any expenses that you pay or help out with your parents?
Yes, sir.
What are those?
I deal with daily, weekly, like grocery expenses and just general household bills. I'm the only income in the household right now.
For your mom, is it for both your parents or just your father?
Yeah, yes, sir. My mother and my father.
Okay. And you said are they both not working, disabled?
They're both retired, and my father is disabled.
Do you have a car note or car insurance you have to pay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, as to both?
Car insurance.
Okay. Do you have any extraordinary bills other than the ones I just mentioned that you pay?
Nothing unusual.
Okay. Can you tell me how much you have in checking and savings at this point in time, if any?
Sure. I'd say in savings, I'd have around $10,000.
Okay, checking?
My checking usually is in flux. I keep it around under $1,000.
Okay. All right. Would it be fair to say that if you were selected for this jury, that you would lose at least about $15,000 in income over 6 months, at least?
Yes, sir.
Would that also would you also have to expend some of this money that you have in checking and savings, about $11,000, to pay your customary expenses with your parents, your car insurance and other related bills?
Yes, sir.
Would that put you in financial peril or concern?
It would definitely be anxiety.
Would that anxiety or concern cause you to not be able to come into this courtroom and provide this case and its parties your undivided attention?
Yes, sir, I believe so.
And would that also affect your ability to be fair and impartial to the state as well as to each individual defendant?
It would be a distraction from the facts present on the case.
So, okay, let me just back up and kind of just tell you what we tell everybody. With this examination for hardship or any other questions, there are no right or wrong answers, just honest ones. So we're going to be bound by whatever answer you tell us, and nothing's going to happen to you.
Yes, sir.
You know, nobody's going to come after you, or nobody's going to say anything to you about what your response is, but the lawyers need to know your honest response. So you already told us that that the loss of this income and these expenses would cause you anxiety, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that anxiety would prevent you from listening to the testimony and giving it your undivided attention. Is that what you just told us?
Yes, sir.
Now, the last thing is, I'll ask you again, do you believe that that would affect your ability to be fair and impartial to the state as well as to each individual defendant?
It's to the best of my ability, I would try to not let it affect me, but I couldn't see how it wouldn't.
Okay. Anything further, Ms. Love?
No, Your Honor.
Anything on behalf of any individual defendant?
No question.
May I excuse Juror 1191 for hardship?
No objection.
I'm going to go ahead and excuse you for hardship, sir, and wish you the best, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
1201, please, Mr. Randolph.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, good morning, Juror 1201.
Good morning.
Sir, do me a favor and speak directly in the microphone so we can all hear you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you either identified or we identified you as having a hardship, and I believe that was predicated on two things, financial and family, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Juror 1201, we have some information about you that is self-provided. So you are, if this is correct, an educational consultant and you're self-employed, is that right?
That's correct.
All right. In terms of employment, how long have you been an educational consultant?
2009.
Since 2009? And can I ask, what did you make last year?
My consulting business, it was only about $18,000.
Okay. Are you retired from another occupation like education or some other field or endeavor?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What did you do before you became an educational consultant?
I was in education, teaching.
And did you retire from teaching?
I did.
From what system, sir?
DeKalb,
Okay. How long were you with DeKalb?
32 years.
All right. So are you receiving a pension at this point in time from DeKalb County?
I am.
Okay. Can I ask you what your pension amount per month is?
The pension per month,
Yes.
take home is $6,000.
Okay. All right. The educational consulting that you do, when does this occur? Is it a daily thing? Tell us about how you engage in that particular endeavor.
It depends on the school or school system that I'm working with. My main client is a university that the contract runs from July 1st to June 30th of every year and requires me to visit schools around the state.
You have to visit schools around the state?
Yes. Schools that apply for a particular grant to be an additional certification for their engineering programs.
How often do you travel around to visit these schools?
Depending on the number of schools, anywhere from 6 schools to 15 a year. But that also requires that they send documentation to me throughout the year to be pre-evaluated before doing the on-site evaluations.
Okay.
And also training for those teachers.
So are you poised to get another contract come this July?
Yes, I've had the same contract for that year long with the schools since 2009.
Okay, and customarily, what months are you traveling?
Usually March through May.
And is that when you do the site visits for the grants, is March
Yes.
through May?
Yes.
Do you have any other travel prior to that during the school year?
Only when I conduct the training sessions. Which
Training?
Training sessions.
How often is the training?
They're 2 times per year.
What months do those occur in?
I did September, usually September and February.
How long does the training last?
They're usually only 1 day and then additional training online as needed.
Sir, what is the family issue or family hardship that you're having on talk to us about?
I am a conservator for a relative who is out of state, and therefore I travel for at least once a month to check on that person, and I'm also paying for the memory care facility that she's in, the majority of that.
Do you pay with your funds or her funds?
My funds. She is limited to her Social Security, and I pay the remaining balance. And
how much are you paying per month to take care of that?
Currently, it's $5,000 of the $6,500 she owes.
Okay. All right. And what, do you travel during the week to see the relative, or do you go on the weekends? Tell us about that.
Usually, well, both usually, because sometimes there for a week. The last time I was there, I had to go and check on her because of her health issues, and I spent 3 days in the hospital with her.
Okay, and where does this relative live?
In Tennessee.
All right. Counsel, any further questions for juror 1201?
No, Your Honor.
Anything further on behalf of any individual defendant? May I excuse juror 1201 for hardship, counsels?
No objection.
All right. Sir, I'm going to excuse you for hardship and wish you the best, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And on the 13th, 10:30 to 4. And we will not be conducting hardships on Friday, the 14th of April. However, by the 13th, we should be in a position, as Ms. Von Kelch, correct me if I'm wrong, we will examine all of our hardships for this particular group. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Councils, it is my intent on Monday to talk with you all. Monday, that is, no, I'm sorry, possibly tomorrow or Monday at the latest, to talk with you about business for the 17th through the 27th. So Mr. Kearns is gathering that information right now, and we'll talk with some of you about your pending motions that we can get to during those particular dates.
Your Honor, were those dates the 17th through the 27th?
That's for right now, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
But I'll let you know, depending upon what we have time to do. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Anybody else have any other ministerial inquiry? All right. Ms. Von Kelch, anything else, madam? Okay. All right. Councilors, unless you have anything else, then we'll see you.
Ms. Fagan?
Yes, Ms. Fagan.
Your Honor, I don't know if you're open to some group discussions.
No, I'm not. I'm not, never open to group discussions, ever. They never lead to good things.
We definitely use the court's time most effectively and efficiently, as well as jury services. I believe that we really have less than 30 in total remaining over these next 4 days of hardships. And speaking with jury services and hopefully now with the court as a group discussion, maybe we could try to consolidate them.
Madam. No, madam. The easiest way to get cross purposes with a jurist is to clock their time. Remember, I am the chief judge of this particular jurisdiction. I have other assorted meetings and other things that I'm required to do by position. Not because I want to, there's just a thrust upon me because of that particular issue. So, yes, Ms. Fagan, I certainly, it could be more efficient in some particular issues, the outsider looking in, but I can tell you that these are broken up because of other duties and responsibilities. I also have a regular civil division and those clients that are required to, required for me, my attention as well. So that is why I control the method and manner of the calendar, and I'm not trying to be flip or glib, otherwise insensitive, as I told people, but that is what I'm doing to accommodate all of my roles and responsibilities. Does that give you an adequate explanation, madam? Okay, all right, okay, all right. Anybody else? Okay, all right. Can't hurt in asking, never hurt in asking. All right, folks, unless you have anything else, I need to talk with Ms. Bernard, if I could talk with you just a second, and Ms. Von Kelch, but the rest of you will see you tomorrow morning, see you tomorrow, I should say, for 11 o'clock. We're good. Christina?
Okay. Did y'all come up with a plan?
We're going to bag up today, we're going to pick up tomorrow.
That sounds good.
See you later.